Yeah, so in the games played today in the UEFA Champions League, the Rangers goalkeeper saved 3 penalties. Well, he faced 3 penalties. He saved 2, but they still fell 3-0 to Napoli at home. Rangers did. They finished with 10 men. Milan beat Dinamo Zagreb 3-1. Olivier Giroud scoring again. Chelsea held 1-1 in Graham Potter's first game at home. RB Salzburg, the rivals. Shakhtar Donetsk and Celtic finished 1-1 in one of the 2 early games. Real Madrid scored 2 late goals to see off RB Leipzig. Copenhagen and Sevilla, the only goalless draw on the card today. Man City left it till late, 80th minute before they got their first against Borussia Dortmund, coming back to win 2-1. PSG, all 3 of the usual suspects, Messi, Neymar and Mbappe scoring, beating Maccabi Haifa 3-1 over there in Israel. And Juventus went in front, you know. They even had a goal disallowed, but then David Neres hit them hard to draw Benfica level. And in the end, Benfica found a late winner, winning 2-1 at the Juventus Stadium, the Allianz Stadium rather, in Turin. Let's head to Stamford Bridge now, where Chelsea hosted RB Salzburg. The Blues looking to rebound from last week's defeat to Dinamo Zagreb.
Day 2, bottom of the group. It is the visitors from Austria who kick off from left to right in the first 45 minutes. Back into Mason Mount, a whipping, dipping cross to Raheem Sterling. Finding Cucurella, blocked by Bernardo. Cucurella's delivery, and the header, oh, it's unlucky. Might have been goal bound from Kai Havertz till there was a second deflection. Sterling, Cucurella, fizzing cross. Mount. Real chance that for Mason Mount. He hits the ball so cleanly. Here's Reece James though. Into Mason Mount. Mount's ball intended for Aubameyang, missed by Bernardo, collected by Sterling. Reece James has been very good tonight, probably Chelsea's best player. He got Mount moving. Bernardo had to cut that out, didn't. It's a very good finish. Salzburg try and build an attack. They might as well. Gorna Duath here, looking for Junior Adamu. It's been missed by Thiago Silva. Okafor, it's in! Salzburg have equalised! Now Chelsea will be unhappy. They felt there was a foul there by Bernardo on Mateo Kovacic. But play went on with Kovacic still down. It was really well won there by Gorna Duath. It's a good ball. Slip by Thiago is crucial. Adamu found Okafor, who found the finish. Through the legs of Azpilicueta and under the arm of Aretha Balaga.
Graham, how was that from your point of view? Well, we're disappointed with the result in the end. So I thought the boys gave everything. Really did. Attacked quite well. Missed a little bit of final bit in the first half, but they defended well. Got some good blocks in. Scored a good goal. Probably lost a little bit in the second period of the second half, but responded well again. Their keepers made some good saves. So overall, disappointed with the result, but boys gave everything. Just wasn't quite to be today.
When the draw was made, the Chelsea fans were laughing, saying they were placed in a Europa League group because they said it was so easy. Well, they only have a point to their name after 2 games, Chelsea do. Salzburg above them, Dinamo Zagreb and Milan in charge of the group on 4 points from 2 games. And there is a lot of work for Graham Potter and his boys to do if they want to escape the fate of failing to advance from the group worst case scenario. And the scenario slightly better than that, was still a bad one for Chelsea, is for them to fall into the Europa League. We're joined by Barbados international Nick Blackman to recap the remainder of today's Champions League action. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening. All
right. Chelsea, Salzburg, Stamford Bridge. A lot of huffing and puffing in the first half. Players eager to please their new manager. They put the effort in, but not much quality up front. Second half, they got their goal, but they couldn't hold it.
Yeah, obviously Graham Potter's first game in charge. What was quite interesting to see was that he had gone from a back four that he was traditionally known for in Brighton and obviously Tuchel played at Chelsea, but he'd gone back to a back four. He dropped Fofana and Koulibaly, who were massive summer signings, and has gone with the experience of Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva. And it was unfortunate for them to concede in certain manner, which they did, but as Graham Potter initiated, and he said there that they were very disappointed. They huffed and puffed, but didn't quite manage to get the 3 points.
If we were to look, Dick, at the equalizing goal, the one scored by Okafor, and we were having a conversation in the office with my colleagues, and they were blaming Azpilicueta for not picking up the run of Okafor. And I'm saying, no, that's not where the error was. It was Thiago's tackle. He didn't win the ball. If you're going to go like that, you have to clear the ball. And in this moment, Nick, I'm suggesting that that's where the problem started for Chelsea, not with this run, because the only way Azpilicueta could ensure that Okafor didn't get to the ball was for him to grab him.
Yeah, I've got to say, I absolutely agree with you. He's obviously brought Thiago Silva in and made a big decision to drop 2 big summer signings. And with the pedigree that he brings, you as a defender, you want him to take the ball and the man. Nothing gets past him, but he's not quite done that. Azpilicueta was slightly unlucky, but I also have to say that I think a fully fit and fully confident Kepa with sharper reactions actually makes that save.
Yep, and we'll see it on the replay here, Lance, that Thiago Silva goes on the slide. And it's not even as if the forward put a foot in to prevent him from clearing the ball. If you're going to go in a calculated way, Chelsea said that was a foul. That wasn't a foul. He got the ball and just crashed through the follow-through on the man. So I agree with the referee not to call a foul there. But from here, intricate passing by Salzburg, and look, free. Thiago Silva sees it. You have to clear this ball, because that's the tackle that caused a situation from which Chelsea couldn't recover.
Yeah, well, it just pretty much stalled the advance. It didn't stop the advance,
yep.
And that's where the problem was.
Yep.
And he didn't win possession of the ball, even though he didn't get rid of the ball,
yep.
He didn't win possession. If he did that and won possession of the ball, which we know he can do based on his defensive skills, that would be different. But he slid in and didn't win the ball, and the attacking player kept possession.
Yep. Nick, the commentators, curiously at the end, they gave Raheem Sterling the Man of the Match award. He scored, so fine. But I thought that on the day, Reece James was Chelsea's best player. What say you?
Yeah, I think obviously the goal scorers are always going to grab the plaudits, and I think it was a good performance by Raheem Sterling. He's really stepped up to the plate, and I think he's the first Englishman to score a Champions League goal, should I say, for 3 separate English clubs. So I think that's a fantastic achievement for himself. He linked up really well with Cucurella on the evening, and they look like they have a promising partnership building up.
Yeah. All right. Did you see enough in the Chelsea performance today to suggest that under Potter's hand, this group of players will be all right in the end?
Yeah, most definitely. And as the coach said, that it wasn't to do with a lack of application or work ethic. That was all there, and we all know the talent was there. So I think it's just a matter of obviously bedding in and working together on the training ground, and I think the results will come.
All right, let's go to, well, I want to make a point about Lionel Messi. Do we have a PSG and Maccabi Haifa, that 3-1 performance over there in Israel? Nick, let me ask you first. Are you Messi or Ronaldo? Which camp are you in?
Great question. I'm going to have to side with Ronaldo. I think what he's done across the various different countries, I think is absolutely phenomenal.
All right. Well, you'll still be pleased to know this, because you're a top man yourself. So here's the thing now. Lionel Messi's goal today for PSG against Maccabi Haifa. Maccabi Haifa going in front in the 24th minute. We've told you already that Maccabi Haifa have a Haitian international starting for them. Mbappe with some fancy footwork. The defender, the ball ricocheting off him. That was Messi's goal. Now, this goal was Messi's 18th consecutive goal. Well, goal in the 18th consecutive season. 18 consecutive seasons he scored in the Champions League. That's a Champions League record. And the goal was also him scoring. That goal also saw him scoring, Nick, against his 39th different Champions League opponent. And there'll be no prize, Nick, for you guessing whose record he broke by scoring against his 39th different opponent today. Whose record did he break?
I'm going to guess it's Cristiano Ronaldo's record.
Yeah, Ronaldo scored against 38 different teams, and Messi made it 39 teams today. But the thing is this, in Ligue 1, in domestic play, and here in Europe, it seems as if this coach, Christophe Galtier, who, by the way, is the coach with the least celebrated reputation of all the managers who've come at PSG in the last 10, 12 years. He looks as if he has them in sync, and that is ominous for all of their rivals in the Champions League this season.
Yes, most definitely. His appointment didn't get a fanfare of welcome, and there was no big buzz around Europe from it, but he looks really stern, and he looks like he knows what he wants, and he's not going to take any nonsense from any of the big egos within inside the changing room. I think what he's done exceptionally well is to get the best out of the Messi, Mbappe, and the Neymar situation, and he's putting them all in areas of the pitch where they can all thrive.
All right, Nick, I want to go to Scotland because there are 50,000 fans at Ibrox to watch Rangers host Napoli, and it was a fascinating game for the red card that Rangers suffered in the second half, going down to 10 men, but their goalkeeper Alan McGregor saving 2 penalties. The original penalty from Zielinski, then it was retaken by Zielinski. He saved that one as well. And then there was a third penalty, unfortunately, that he didn't get to save. And Napoli running out 3-0 winners. So after that win at home to Liverpool and winning on the road here, Napoli are in charge, Nick, of a group that we always thought was going to be competitive. Napoli, Liverpool, Ajax. Is this the way you think it will finish, this order? Or do you see some change in the remaining match days to come?
Yeah, if you watch the Napoli versus Rangers game, you would think, just seeing it off the score sheet, that it was just a straightforward game, but it was anything but that. But the performance that Napoli, they showed their quality throughout the end, and you would expect them to lead the group, and you would expect that Liverpool would be following close second.
Hear you on that. Well, we've had some great action in the UEFA Champions League over the 2 days. Match day 2 has been the gift that has kept on giving. One last one for you before you go. How special was that Erling Haaland goal for Man City against his old club Borussia Dortmund today?
I think it was exceptional. Obviously, you can take the finish into question, and you can see how athletic it was. It was almost like a gymnast with how high he got his leg up there. But for me, what was so special was he was unusually quiet for himself. He was starved of service, and to see him stay so switched on throughout the 90 minutes up until the last 5 minutes of the game is why he's a top world-class striker. Yeah,
you mentioned something crucial there, because there was a Premier League game this season where he had about 6 touches or less than that in the whole time he was on the pitch. Well, he played the whole game. And Pep Guardiola made it appear as if it was by design that he was so withdrawn. Today again, up to his goal, we saw him, as you said, very muted. I'm thinking that it was an adaptation issue, Nick, and that we're still seeing him getting comfortable with the City system and the City players, and they with him, and that's why he can appear muted at certain points, rather than it being by design for him to be so underutilized, underinvolved, if you may.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I would have to say I think it's a massive thing for him to bed in and really settle in, and for the players around him, you like to kind of celebrate to understand the kind of runs that Haaland's going to be making, because it's going to be a totally new concept to those players. He's a very different type of striker to Gabriel Jesus or Sergio Aguero they've had. He tends to like to stretch the pitch, where those are the players they like to come to the ball and link up play, where he really doesn't want anything to do with that. He's trying to get on the end of crosses and get his goals like that. So I think it's just a matter of adapting, but I think they're doing a fantastic job, and you can see how many goals he's scoring, and he looks like he's really enjoying his football.
Yeah. We're out of time, not even enough time to talk about Real Madrid and their late show against RB Leipzig. It wasn't a great game for the hosts, but they managed to get the job done. Thank you very much for that, Nick. We'll talk next week. The Champions League continues on your home of champions. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Good. Break time here on the SportsMax Zone. Back with more.